everyone, today I'm here to do my February wrap-up. So I read 6 books this month, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy about it. The only book I didn't get to, nor did I even attempt to get to, is Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken. I just felt like I was in a good reading streak, and I felt like if I started reading that, it would put me in a slump because I didn't enjoy Passenger that much, and I haven't been hearing really a lot of good things about Wayfarer. So I don't know if I'll ever even read that book. Right now, it's being put on the back burner until, I don't know, I feel like I need to read it or want to read it. You know how it goes. Without further ado, I'm going to get into my 6 books that I read this month. I did my last wrap up. I'm going to start with my lowest rated book that I read to my highest rated book, and all the books that I read this month rated from 3.5 to 5 stars. So I had a pretty good reading month. I enjoyed everything that I read this month. So let's get into what I read. The first book I want to talk about is By Your Side by Casey West. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. I actually have a full video review on this book. If you want to check it out, I would link it here. Actually, 5 out of the 6 books I read this month, I have video reviews on, so there's gonna be a lot of reviews. I did enjoy this one. I wouldn't say this is my favorite Casey West book. That still falls to P.S. I Like You. This is just a cute, fun contemporary read. There were a couple qualms I had with it, but overall, it put a smile on my face. I read it very quickly because Casey West has very addictive writing, and I did enjoy it. It just wasn't my favorite. And 3.5 is a solid rating for this book because I just feel like I liked it. I just didn't love it as much as I wanted to, but I still really enjoyed it, and I would recommend this if you really like contemporary. I definitely would recommend any of Casey West's books because I do enjoy them. I just wouldn't say that this might be my second favorite. The next book I want to talk about is The Edge of Everything by Jeff Giles. I gave this book a 3.75, maybe teetering close to 4 stars if you want to get like super technical. I'm actually doing a read-along for this book. Well, I did. You know, the month is over, obviously. I did with Dana over the book quarter. We posted all of our thoughts and opinions on the Literary Box's Goodreads, and we will be doing a live show soon. We still have to figure the details of that, so I probably won't review this book in a video review because I'll save it for the live show. So determined what's going to happen with the live show, but it will be soon. It will be coming soon. I did like this book. It is a good mixture of contemporary and fantasy, so if you like both genres, definitely check out this book. The one thing that I don't like, but then I do like, is the case of insta-love, because the book tells you, it acknowledges that it's insta-love, and it fully is upfront about it, which is not a bad thing at all. I don't mind that at all. But I wasn't a huge fan of the insta-love. I like the 2 main characters. I don't know if I love them together, but overall I did enjoy this book. It was definitely a very fast-paced book. You do not get bored with this book because Jeff Giles kept the pace very fast. He had things coming after one after another. There was no point in time while reading this I was like, when are things going to pick up? Because everything was pretty much very fast paced. So like I said, I did enjoy this book, and it's a duology, so I do plan to read the second book whenever it comes out for sure, because I did enjoy this one. The next book I want to talk about is Geminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and I give this book a 4.5 out of 5. This is the second book in the Illuminate trilogy. I have read Geminate. I have read Illuminate 2. I'll let you know what that's on this list, but this is the second book. I did really enjoy it. I do have a video review coming out very soon of this book, so please do not fret, and it's non-spoiler as well. I did really enjoy this book. There was a couple of qualms I had about it, which I will go into more detail of my review, but I still enjoyed it. It's not my favorite so far in the trilogy. That one goes to the first book, but if you haven't read these books, I highly recommend you do. They are an awesome sci-fi books that just keep you on the edge of their toe. It's a really literal roller coaster. You're going up and down, left and right. Who knows where you're going with this book because things change so much. It is, I love this trilogy. It's one of my favorite trilogies for life. Now we're moving into the 5-star books. I have 3 5 stars this month. Sometimes months I don't have any 5 stars. This month I got 3. So I'm not gonna pick any favorites, like my favorite of the month, because they're all 5 stars, so I all love them equally for different reasons, and they are all very different books. So let's get right into it. The first 5-star read is The Hating Guide by Sally Thorne. Again, I have a video review of this one as well if you want to check it out right here. This is an adult chick lit novel, perhaps my new favorite adult chick lit novel. This is about Lucy and Joss who hate each other. They work together, they just really hate each other. They learn maybe they don't hate each other. It's a very romantic, very swoon-worthy book for sure. I will say, if you are not of age, do not read this book because it has some steamy stuff in it. Not like very adult things, but it does teeter on the adult edge. It talks about situations and details and stuff, so just be forewarned about that. But it was so good. I loved it so much. Like, I even find myself pulling this off my shelf occasionally, like every now and then in these past few weeks since reading it, and like reading a couple pages of like scenes I remember, and I just like, I'm always like, oh, the heart feels so cute. I really love it. Like, I always feel bad about giving Chicklet 5 out of 5 stars, but then I'm like, if I come to my shelf and I pull it off to read it from, like, read passages from it, I obviously freaking love this book. So shame, I guess, in liking and giving this 5 out of 5 stars, because I really enjoyed this whole book so much. Like, oh, I love it. Speaking of Chicklet, the other 5-star book I gave a rating to is My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella. Again, I have a video review of it. This is her latest release. I love Sophie Kinsella. She is my favorite Chicklet writer. I love this book overall. I thought it was a great book. I thought it was swoon-worthy romance, but that's not why I loved it so much. I love the main character and how relatable this whole book was. I highly recommend, if you were just looking for something to relate to you with like budgeting and finances and trying to find yourself, this is a perfect book for you. The main character is just phenomenal. And I listened to this. I highly recommend you listen to this book because the audio narration was amazing and the audiobook was just phenomenal. So I love this book. This is definitely one of my favorites by Sophie Kinsella, and I've read pretty much all of her books, and this is, I love this one. And the last book I gave 5 out of 5 stars should come as no surprise to anybody watching this, I guess, because you can already tell. And that is Geminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the first book. I love this book. This is such a good book. I love the way it's told. I love the characters. I love the twists and turns. Everything and anything about this book I loved. I can't get over it. If you were a sci-fi lover, I highly recommend it. If you're not a sci-fi lover and if you're wanting to get into sci-fi, I still highly recommend it. This is a great book to begin sci-fi with because it's just so awesome, and the way it's told with the multimedia format, it is just amazing. So I definitely highly recommend you check out my video review because I go into more detail what this book is about without spoiling it at all, so you can learn if maybe you do want to read it or not. Of this trilogy, like, so good. So those are the 6 books I read this month. Overall, a great reading month. I mean, if I have 3 5-star reads in 1 month, that is a good month. Even if I have 1 5-star read, that is an amazing month. So I'm really happy with all the books that I read, and I enjoyed all of them. If you have read any of these books, please let me know down in the comments what was your favorite, if you had the same thoughts and opinions as I did, and what you also read in February. Was it a good reading month for you, or was it a bad reading month for you? Please let me know. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.